Hi everyone, it's Amber from A.jasmine English, and I would like to tell you about how you can answer some interview questions when you apply for a job. Applying for a job can be really difficult in a second language. So if you speak English as a second language and you're applying for the job in English, try your best to be calm. Use a lot of calming techniques. Breathe. And I'm going to give you some ideas for how you can answer some interview questions. We will look at 5 common interview questions today and how you can try to answer them. Have a look and tell me at the end of the video what you found useful or what kind of answers you might tell your interviewer in your interview. So, tell me about yourself. When someone asks you to tell them about yourself, you do not need to tell them your whole life story. They don't want to know about everything in your life. They just want to know what about you is important for this job application. So I would stick to the important facts. Give your name, give information about the place maybe, and then your education and your work experience that relates to the job that you are applying for. For example, my name is Amber. I live in Christchurch. I have a degree in linguistics from the University of Canterbury, and I have 7 years teaching experience in various countries. I have just moved back to my country in New Zealand, and I am looking for a new challenge. Do not talk about your hobbies in this situation. It's not appropriate. And do not talk about anything too negative. We want to stick with positive things here in this situation. They don't want to know about your sick mum or your sister who's not feeling very well or that you don't have a car at the moment. Okay, stick to very positive things and related to your job application. What are your strengths? When someone asks about your strengths, you need to think about what makes you an asset, what would make you a good thing for their company. Some examples are flexibility, or you're able to adapt to different environments, or you're able to work with many different people. You could say you are hardworking. You could say you are optimistic. You could say you are fast at decision making or very good under pressure. Another 2 things you could say: you are self-motivated, you are reliable. These different characteristics and traits are very important and strengths or positive things in a workplace according to different work types. For example, if you're applying for a role in a call center, then you need to be reliable. You need to be there on time, and that's what they're looking for. If you're someone who works well under pressure, you could work in an environment where you have deadlines and things you need to finish by very important times. So one example I have here for you. I am a reliable, self-motivated, and hardworking person with a positive attitude towards my life and my career. Don't do things like this. Please don't make the answer too long, okay? A long answer here would not be very good. Keep it nice and concise and short and to the point. Also, don't stick to anything negative. Strengths are always positive. So what are your career goals? When someone asks about your career goals, you can put them into 2 categories: your short-term goals and your long-term goals. This means that the person will see that you have actually thought about making a plan. And these can be very different goals. Your short-term goals may be to acquire a very good job where you are challenged and you can work on developing your skills in the workplace. Long-term goals may be that you can eventually move into a management role, or that you see yourself developing your skills to a point where you're able to help others in the workplace. You may say your long-term goal is that you wish to be in a respectable position in their company where you can make big changes and affect more efficient and positive environment in the workplace. What do you think are your weaknesses? When someone asks about your weaknesses, you need to be very, very careful that we don't talk about all of the bad things about us, okay? Because everybody has some things that we know they're not very good. Everybody has a different personality. So stick to weaknesses that are relating to the job, and then always make sure you talk about how you are trying to improve that weakness. Okay, so don't just say, I'm very impatient, or I don't really like working with a team. We need to be very careful to make it sound like we're working on those weaknesses to improve, and that we know and can identify the weakness so that we know we can actually develop and get better at this weakness. So some examples you could use are, you could say you are straightforward. You could say that you are sensitive. You could say that you are impatient, or sometimes too talkative. This is one of my weaknesses. I try not to talk too much when I don't need to. One more weakness is that you can trust people very quickly. So this can be a weakness and a strength. So then you can talk more about how, like in the past, maybe you've had a situation where you've trusted someone and then they have not been able to be reliable and help you in the workplace, so they've let you down and it ended up being a negative experience. So you're working on being able to actually develop trust better with people. One more weakness that you could say is that you find it difficult to say no to people when they ask you to help them. One thing to remember with weaknesses is please don't say anything that's too personal. Okay, you do not need to say anything about your family life, your personal life. Stick to weaknesses that may affect your actual job or your career. Why are you looking for a job change? When someone asks about why you're changing your job, you need to be careful that if the truth is not a very positive thing, for example, maybe you didn't like your old boss, or you didn't think you were getting paid enough money at your last job, this is not something to say. We want to stay away from negative comments and try and make it sound very positive. I was looking for a new challenge, or I'm interested to develop my skills in other areas. You could say, I'm very thankful to my previous employer for the opportunities that I got. However, I'm looking for other skills that I wish to develop in other areas, and I'm looking for a challenge in a new way. So make sure you stick to positive things and do not come back to anything negative about why you may have left your previous job. Stick to the things that sound positive and focus on the fact that you want to make room for this new exciting job. So these are 5 questions you may have in a job interview and some ways that you could try to answer them, or some ideas that you may be able to use. I hope they're very helpful. If you have any questions or you would like to practice your job interviewing skills, please contact me. Just comment below and I will give you some more information. There are a lot more questions you may get asked in a job interview, so you need to be prepared for anything, especially when the interviewer speaks very fast. If they speak very fast, there are different ways that you can politely show that you're not understanding them, and I have that in another video for you. Thank you for listening to my video today. If you'd like to learn more about my weekly classes, please contact me at A.jasmine English. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time.